Yeah, g'day and welcome to this rundown on our Transmoto T-Ride Husqvarna TE510. We've had the Husqvarna now for about 6 months and put quite a bit of time on it. And we just wanted to, get out there some reflections on the bike and what we think of it and our experience and how the whole thing's performed. I suppose looking at the key areas of the bike, starting with suspension, the new K-Arbor fork is a significant improvement, I think, over the Marzocchi forks of the past. And also from a tuning perspective, if you take your bike down to your local suspension tuner, being a K-Arbor, their ability to sort of work on it and tune it, I think, is much increased, rather than some tuners and mechanics out there found the Marzocchi a little bit unusual to work on. So I think that's definitely a plus. The engine is what you might call an older style of engine. It doesn't rev quite as quickly as some of the newer style bikes, but don't misunderstand me, that's probably a good thing. It's very comfortable to ride, very easy to ride on long days in the saddle, and by sort of hour 3 or 4 of a decent trail ride, that's pretty much a godsend, that engine. The cockpit, this is an area personally I always think Huskies are fantastic. Being a big guy, I've always felt that the Husky ergos are the best of the lot. Love the fact that they come with bar risers. I think that's fantastic, and if any other manufacturers are listening, please include them. That would be great. What did we do to the Husky just to personalise it a little and turn it into sort of a better trail bike, I think? Fitted a Force bash plate. Force products we really had a lot of good experience with the Force stuff. Fits very nicely, and also very robust. So you can go into the bush with confidence. Plenty of logs and rock rollovers for those guys out there who feel that they want to practice for a bit of Erzberg. Sherby's X-Force handguards have stopped us from breaking a few fingers. Some nice RHK graphics just to give it that Transmoto look and feel. We shot it with Pirelli Scorpion tyres, which they've lasted really, really well, surprisingly. I haven't actually managed to throw a knob yet, which is great. And as they say, tyres can be the cheapest horsepower upgrade you ever have. And when you go from the shorter knob FIM spec tyres to the Pirelli Scorpions, boy, you definitely notice a pickup in traction. We went to some heavier Technic springs, just to help it hold up in its suspension trouble a little bit for a bigger guy like me. Definitely anyone out there in the 100 kilo plus club, springs are an absolute must. And some nice 7602 racing parts that just add the little bit of bling element to the Husky, and our friends out at Troopaloo's Garage at Moorebank put us onto those. And being a Husky dealer, he's had a lot of experience with that kind of thing. So they really added a nice little element to the bike. Living with the Husqvarna, well, there's good and bad elements as with any bike. The main thing we found over the time was a little bit of, I wouldn't call it an issue, but you just got to be wary of, it is an EFI bike, which means it comes with quite a few fuses and junctions throughout the electrical system. And we tended to blow a few fuses during the time, although I will say that when we did blow fuses, it tended to be in very wet conditions. So obviously a little bit of water can sometimes get into that system and create a few shorts and blow the odd fuse, which is probably a good thing. I mean, the fuses are designed to protect the electrical system. We spoke to the guys at Paul Feeney Group, the Australian Husqvarna distributor, and they indicated the best thing to do is literally go down to your local auto parts store and pick up some fuses for 50 cents and carry them in your bum bag. Or other great recommendation is you just tape them under the seat with a bit of duct tape. There is a spare fuse in the fuse junction box that you can pop out and put in if you find that the bike goes dead on the trail. But for 50 cents, it's great. It's a great insurance to carry a few extras anyway, especially if you've got mates who've got Huskies as well, so it's good for all of you. Kickstarter, we did have an issue with the Kickstarter hitting the frame, and it's a strange one because being an electric start bike, so few people actually use the Kickstarter anymore that you probably could own this bike for its entire life and never actually notice this issue. But it's just one of those little fit and finish issues that you'd like to see improved. A bit of a quality control thing there, so I'm sure the Husky guys have picked up on that one. Now the other one that gets talked about quite a bit is the pipe insert. When we picked up this bike, there was quite a bit of talk about you put the pipe insert in, or the removable pipe insert I should say, you can pop out with a circlip. Do you keep it in or do you pop it out? We also cut the pipe insert down. A few Husky forums and things recommended cutting it down. We tried all three configurations, and frankly with a 510, I don't know whether it's really that essential. Riding with the pipe in keeps the insert in the pipe, I should say, sorry, keeps the bike very quiet, and there's still gobs of power on hand should you need it. It is a 510 after all. Cutting the pipe down made a little difference, but taking the pipe insert out altogether just makes the bike ridiculously loud, and really if you're riding in the bush it's not exactly neighbourhood friendly. So, you know, my recommendation is to leave it in or cut it down if you're after a little bit more pep from the bike. Overall impressions of the bike, it's been a pleasure to ride really. Mainly used for trail riding, we didn't race the bike, and in super tight technical trails you certainly notice that it's a big bore and tends to be a little, or feel a little heavier than most bikes, but especially if you're used to a 250 4-stroke or a 2-stroke. But once that trail opens up, it's just loads of fun. There's nothing intimidating about the power or the power delivery, and you can really have a lot of fun on the Husky TE510. It's almost a shame, personally, that Husqvarna have released a new model, because I really think that this being the last incarnation of those older style Huskies, I think that it's really, really very nice bike. And you know, if they'd simply updated this model, it probably would have been a really great bike. But then again, you know, we'll see how the new bike comes about. I'm sure Husqvarna know what they're doing, and they've updated that bike with a reason. So keep the faith, Husky owners.